Yo guys, Ghost here. So in today's video, I wanted to talk a little more in depth about the 5 unannounced specialists. Just to quickly fill you in if you're out of the loop, there will be 14 specialists in the game during the first year, 10 at launch, and then another 4 during the first year of live service, 1 for each season. So out of the 10 we're getting at launch, 5 have been announced. McKay, the guy with the grappling hook, Falk, who has the stim pistol that heals friendly soldiers, Boris the Russian with the sentry turret, Casper the South African sniper, and of course Irish with his fortification system and armor perk. But so far the other 5 are still officially under wraps. We haven't seen any gameplay with most of them, and overall we know relatively little about them. However, they have been spotted in various trailers and sometimes mentioned during the World of 2042 lore series. The first of these is Espinoza. He appears at various times during the trailers and is seen carrying a riot shield and appears to be wearing a blast suit of some kind. And the second is Sundance, the specialist with the wingsuit. Now the rest of them we've seen a whole lot less. The third one is Navin Rao, the Indian specialist that is mentioned as being a hacker in the World of 2042 lore series, which culminated in the short film Exodus, which also had an appearance by Rao. The fourth is Ji-Soo Paik, a female specialist from South Korea who, judging by the lore series, seems to be very good at breaking, entering and stealing information. And the fifth is Constantin Anghel. He's briefly mentioned in the World of 2042 and has also been spotted in various screenshots and in-game clips. So those are the remaining 5 specialists that we've yet to hear more about from DICE, and I'm sure you're wondering just what kind of traits and gadgets they bring with them. Well, it just so happens that our favourite data miner, Mr. Temporyal, extracted a bunch of gadget names from the alpha build of the game. Now before we get into these, as always bear in mind that just because these were found in the game files does not mean that DICE will ever use them. They could be old, they could be redundant, just take this with a pinch of salt. But looking at the names here, a lot of them are already sounding quite familiar and have already been announced for the current specialists that we have, like the stim pistol for Maria Falk or recon drone for Casper. So I think that definitely gives a bit of credibility to the other gadgets on this list as well. So basically, knowing what we know about these specialists, it isn't too far a stretch to simply pair these gadgets up to the specialist that will be most likely to have them, and that's exactly what Temporyal has done. So first up we have Sundance. Obviously this specialist's trait is the wingsuit, we all knew about that one, but the assumed gadget for Sundance here are smart explosives, and according to Temporyal, he reckons they could be cluster, EMP, or anti-vehicle. So you might get a choice there, or possibly even spawn with all 3. It's also believed that Sundance is from North America and could possibly be a Native American. The specialist has been spotted in trailers and is said to have a slightly darker skin tone, although honestly it's hard to see with all the gear they're wearing. That and the name Sundance could refer to native traditions. Okay, next we have Espinoza. His trait is blast resistance, reducing the damage from explosives, and his gadget is a ballistic shield which features a bashing melee attack. This one is pretty easy to piece together since he is definitely wearing a blast suit in the trailer and he has a riot shield visible on his back. Moving on, we have the Korean Ji-Soo Paik. So according to Temporyal, her trait is called Acquisition. Unfortunately, he doesn't have any further info on what Acquisition does exactly, although based on the name, you'd think it'd be something to do with spotting or tracking. Her gadget is the AR scanner, which probably has a different name in the actual game, but that's what the file was called, which is presumably some sort of augmented reality equipment. You can also see her wearing some sort of a flip visor. Now it isn't yet clear what this does, but most people think it'll have something to do with tracking the enemy. Next we have Navin Rao, the Indian hacker specialist. It seems his trait is a Trojan network of some description, and his gadget is called Signal Hacker, that seems to hack soldiers and vehicle drivers and gunners. That certainly sounds like an interesting mechanic. There hasn't been anything like that in a Battlefield game before, as far as I know, but once again, this is all totally unconfirmed, and really, we don't know exactly how it functions. And finally we have Constantin Anghel. Now he's believed to be Romanian, and he sounds like he's going to be more of a support character similar to Irish. His trait is believed to be called Samaritan, and it involves reviving and armor. Now Irish also has an armor perk, but apparently he can only supply himself with armor, not other characters, so perhaps that's where Constantin will come in. And then we have his gadget, and that is the supply bag. Now I know what you're all thinking, medic bags and ammo bags are universal global gadgets in 2042, right? Well, it sounds like Constantin's supply bag might just trump them all. All we know is that it's connected to armor and ammo, so who knows, perhaps it supplies allies with both. I really wish we knew more about these gadgets because some of them sound very intriguing, especially the Korean's AR scanner and Navin Rao's signal hacker. How will that even work in vehicles, I wonder? Will it make you come to a halt? Will it just scramble your heads-up display? I don't think it can be something too overpowered, like completely nullifying the vehicle and making it come to a complete stop indefinitely, otherwise everybody would just play that character, but I guess we'll find out soon enough. Let me know what your thoughts are though, down below in the comments. I honestly can't wait to find out more about these guys, and I'm so looking forward to getting my hands on the game and trying out all the different specialists. That's going to do it though for today, guys. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more Battlefield 2042, and I'll see you in the next video.